You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia Overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hey, welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. I'm, one of the hosts here, Ken. I'm with Jeff, Neal, and Matt. We got a full panel here today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the original Four Horsemen.
Yep, I decided to show up today.
What a treat! How was that? How was that hardware upgrade?
It was, a few hours under the knife, and come out like new. So.
Did you finally get
under
that,
the soldering iron?
Geography, history chipset put in, or
no? Not important. Just
okay. What was nice though is Matt walked in, and instead of saying hello or how were you, how was your break, he just immediately said, "I did not murder him."
I did not.
Well, today's going to be a very special episode, as Jeff would tell you, because we have a special guest host, Liz Hudson. How you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. And I'm very excited because you started right off by saying that you had a Neal-esque story for us.
Yes, I was listening to an episode of your show recently, and I was reminded that I do have my own story to tell you guys. When I was about maybe 10, I was really into Whitney Houston. She was my favorite. And one time I took a recording device behind the piano and hung out back there, and I made a whole recording of myself recording Whitney Houston songs where I was the DJ. But it was only Whitney Houston songs, like a radio show that just played Whitney Houston. So I said, next up is So Emotional, followed by I Want to Dance with Somebody, and Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And then I played the songs, but I couldn't stop myself from singing over them. So it's Whitney Houston songs with me singing over them. And then my sister found this tape and would torture me by locking herself in the room with her high school friends and playing it while I would bang on the door and scream and cry and ask her not to have them listen to it. So that was my Neal Whitney Houston DJ story.
Was that Liz or Neal telling that story?
It had the usual amount of Neal devastation at the end. So. Do you still have that tape? Is it available still or no?
I wish that I did. It was a tape. It was a Dumbo read-along tape that I had that I put Scotch tape over the bottom of it so I could record over it. So one side was Dumbo read-along and one side was Liz's Whitney Houston DJ moments, which...
I love that. That's so good.
So Liz, you've been on the show at least 3 times now, I think. So we all have gotten to know you now. So what else is new in your life? Kids going back to school?
Yep, kids going back to school. Robert is in 5th grade, big man on campus, and Beckett is in 7th grade. And I was telling Neal earlier that 7th grade it's feeling like maybe the tipping point where I'm not going to be able to help with homework anymore. Like, math is getting hard, and they're like studying physics, which I don't think I did that till I was in high school. So
wow,
we'll see.
You're getting right in there.
Yeah. Shout out to Zach Knott, who we see at Trivia every Monday. He was my physics teacher.
Maybe the combined Triviality boys can help with some homework sometime.
Yeah, we can have some tutoring sessions.
Neal can help with movie class.
Yeah,
I will.
Which exists, I'm sure.
Here's a Neal story for you, actually, regarding that. When I was at University of Iowa, I was a film student, obviously, and a lot of the girls in the class were in a sorority, like one sorority, like they all took it at the same time. and they saw me working on a film paper in our little like cafe at the dorm room. It was kind of like the Max on Saved by the Bell, but it was for the dorm for Courier. And so I was sitting there like doing a paper on Spike Lee's influences and Do the Right Thing. That was what the paper was for. So I was writing the paper, and they came over, and they're like, "Hey, we had a question for you." And I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get asked on my first date in college." And they go, "Do you think we could, you could help us? Like, you could tutor us for film class because we need to pass this class." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So a couple weeks go by, and I helped them with the homework and got their papers and everything. And the original agreement was, if you help tutor us, we'll help you. We'll invite you to like this party. I can't remember. It was like an end of the year party.
This is Neal.
What a great episode.
And so I was like, sure. So I did all this. I got them like A's and like a B+ or whatever. And then end of the year came. I got all dressed up, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna go to this party. And one, didn't get the invite, and two, walked over there just to see if it was happening, and it definitely was not happening. So, but it's okay. I mean, I got him an A, whatever.
That's a great A Neal story.
Yeah.
But in terms of not welshing on their agreement, they did not do the right thing, you would say?
They did not do the right thing. Yeah. You're right.
Well, in honor of back to school time, maybe during the swing round we'll have some homecoming stories for you.
Ooh.
But let's team up. It'll be me and Matt versus Jeff and Neal.
How about in honor of the Bears-Packers game today? Oldest rivalry in sports. We'll be the Bears, and you'll be the Packers.
Okay. We're the Packers.
Oh, great.
We're going to get crushed by a very handsome Aaron Rodgers.
That's why Matt's here. He's here to fill our handsome
Bears,
duty.
Go Bears.
Well,
thank you, Liz.
Without further ado, let's
You mean
toss it.
Cal,
Well,
though,
no,
in your case.
I meant go Bears for Aaron Rodgers, not go Bears.
Let's
Chicago
toss it to the rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream in the World Wrestling Federation, and there is no doubt about it.
All right.
You could stop fast forwarding now. We're about to play the game.
Yeah, let's go. All right, let's go. Let's dig right in. Liz, you want to take it away?
Yes. All right, round 1. This is called Great Moments in Liz-tory. In April of 1978, yours truly was born on Long Island in Rockville Center, New York. 9 years earlier, in September of 1969, Rockville Center was the site of the first U.S. installation of what innovative device? Designed by the company DocuTel, these devices are now ubiquitous across the country.
That's a great question. Is that too early for that, Jeff?
It's too late for that.
Too late?
I don't mind that original answer,
Okay.
Matt.
We're locked in.
Okay, so I wrote down computer initially, but that might be too late for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were computers in use before then. Because 69 would have been the same year for Apollo 11. So NASA definitely had computers in the years before.
Oh, Apollo 11. It wouldn't be a satellite, obviously.
DocuTel makes me think they were sending documents over telephone somehow.
Fax?
I think fax was around before then, but maybe not in the...
Well, if you're saying documents and telephone, that leads me to believe it would be a fax machine.
Fax machine makes sense to me.
Okay, you want to go with that?
They're still relatively ubiquitous. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go with fax machine.
Yeah, fax machine makes sense. I wrote down ATM really quick because it sounded like it was roughly in the same era. DocuTel, the name kind of makes me think it wasn't, but we locked in with ATM.
The correct answer is ATM.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt. Good job.
Nice poll, Matt.
I've been studying the history of ATM, so actually that's the only one I'll get today.
That's good.
Wow, that's really
Specific.
a good big coincidence.
Is that on your Tinder profile? Yeah. I know a lot about ATMs.
Mm-hmm. And I would have never thought they were that early because the idea of a debit card, I think Wells Fargo came up with the first one, and it was only in the early 60s, so I didn't know it would be. But that makes sense, yeah.
Okay, question number 2. If they could see us now, what product was derided in 1966 by competitors as, quote, sex in a box, and nearly didn't get off the ground until it was demoed by Johnny Carson and Ava Gabor on The Tonight Show as a last-ditch promotion?
I feel like I've seen the clip on The Tonight Show. I think it was on the best of Johnny Carson.
Yeah, I have too. I've seen the clip. I'm having trouble picturing it.
Yeah.
I know who those people are, so
right.
That doesn't help, though.
Yeah, we know step 1 is cut a hole in a box.
I was going to make a sex in the box joke. Sorry.
It had to be derided, so it's got to be someone who thought it was scandalous, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not that scandalous.
Well, right, it's got to be something.
By
Especially
modern standards.
Right, if it's on late night TV.
I've got to lock in.
Okay, we are locked in with whatever Ken thinks.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know, massage oil. I mean, who knows?
A sexy pet rock.
Yeah. Sex in a box. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, we'll just go
Boxed wine.
Boxed wine.
Franzia.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Franzia.
I don't know why. I was thinking of nylon hosiery. I don't know.
The correct answer is Twister.
That's right.
Oh, yep.
Okay, question 3. You remind me of my Jeep. The name Jeep comes from the abbreviation GP, which, as used for these vehicles in the Army, stands for what?
Yeah.
Okay, we're locked in.
So I was thinking Jungle Patrol, something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Locked in. Jungle Patrol.
Even though it's GP.
GP.
Oh, I thought it was whatever.
For Jeep.
Gungle Patrol.
I've never driven a Jeep, but I believe it's general purpose.
I believe you are correct.
General purpose is correct.
Nice. On the board.
With a car question.
Whoops.
I may have peaked early.
Question 4, Sweet Georgia Brown. In 2000, who was named an honorary Harlem Globetrotter in a ceremony in St. Peter's Square in front of a crowd of 50,000 people?
That's where my mind went.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I go? You want to go with that? It seems crazy enough to be true.
Yeah, it does.
I can't think of anything better, though, unless you want to wait and talk it out. But
So the year 2000 this happened?
The year 2000.
Correct.
all right.
You guys are locked in?
I won't sing it.
Yeah, Jeff and I are locked in with an answer that seems way too crazy, but we both thought of it, so.
You thinking anything?
What about Bill Clinton?
I wrote down Bill Clinton, so
Let's go with Bill
we're
Clinton.
locked in with Bill Clinton.
I think he may have been an honorary Globetrotter, but we said, given it in St. Peter's Square, we said Vladimir Putin.
The answer is Pope John Paul II.
That's right.
He is definitely funky enough.
Yeah, he's a
I
ball.
forgot he was an honorary
He should
Globetrotter.
be like an honorary football player so that he can say something like, you have a really great Hail Mary. Yeah.
All right, category 5, spell this. I'll give you the definition, you give the word, and the proper spelling. The first definitions are the metal-bearing ore that fills a fissure in a rock formation. And the second definition is a rich source or supply. I've got a B version of the first definition if you think it will help you.
Sure.
The addendum to one is a vein of mineral ore deposited between clearly demarcated layers of rock.
These are great questions, Liz. You're bringing the fire today.
I think last time I had a pretty softball game, so tried to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, we like slow pitch
Yeah,
softball, though.
We're the.
This is Chicago. We play 16-inch here.
I'm just trying to think of movies when there's a scientist and it's like, we have an X of
Yeah.
titanium. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're in.
Okay, so abundance, I doubt, is the correct answer, but
A bounty.
a bounty?
A plethora. I mean,
Plethora?
How many more?
Plethora is pretty nice. But that it seems too easy to spell unless the whole point of this is just to get the definition. Myriad?
No, myriad just means 10,000 in Greek, I believe.
Well, excuse me.
Idiot.
I have to preface everything with I believe now because I've been wrong way too much lately.
I know. Liz called you out. It was
Can't
great.
speculate
God,
anymore.
people love when Jeff's wrong.
Actually, I just do it on purpose to get our Facebook click rate up.
Oh, more engagement. Yep.
I know you know Edie Brickell's married to Paul Simon. Come on.
I do.
That's good. Plethora?
Sure.
Ooh.
All right, we're going with plethora.
Spell it.
Plethora.
I
Plethora.
believe that's how it's spelled, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with glut. Glutt.
Glut, I think it's spelled Glut, but it is not the right word anyway. The answer is load. Lode.
Yep.
Oh.
Like-
load bearing?
Like
No.
the mother lode.
Oh, the mother load. Correct.
Lode.
Oh, load bearing would be weight. LOAD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote glut down 2 ways, and I guess we picked the wrong one.
So
It
after
doesn't really matter anyway.
after 5, I know we only have 10 points.
We also
the
have
Bears. All right, Bears and Packers, low scoring game so far.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Low scoring game.
Touchdown
Okay.
field goal.
Question 6, the Big Apple. Who hit an iconic game-winning 8th inning home run in the first professional baseball game played in New York following the September 11th, 2001 attacks?
I'm going to lock in.
Okay. I'm thinking it. I don't know if not Matt Damon, Johnny Damon was on the team, or I would assume it would be Jeter. I mean, that would be sort of the hometown hero story, right?
Could be. I'm trying to think of who else was on the Yankees then.
2001. I mean, they won right around then, right? So
Keith Hernandez,
Jeter. I don't know if Johnny Damon. He might have been on the Red Sox at that point. I can't think of any of the other. Nick Swisher. I don't think he was on there at that point. Jeter would be the easy answer for me.
Jeter was definitely on the team at that time. A-Rod wasn't on the team yet at that point, I believe.
Oh, A-Rod's a good guess too, though.
That's fine.
It's probably too easy, but we're gonna lock him with Jeter.
my confusion here was you guys mentioned a bunch of Yankees, but it could have also been the Mets.
That's true.
I was thinking Mike Piazza, but I just watched I know that eventually this led to the Yankees in the World Series. So I just put Derek Jeter.
Well, you might know that I'm a Mets fan, and the answer is Mike Piazza.
Yeah, I should have stuck with Piazza.
Why would 8th inning? So that there was just no runs in the 9th?
Famous catcher.
Yes.
It was the game-winning run. It wasn't
Yeah,
a game-ending home run. It just ended up being the game-winning run.
Thank you for the acknowledgement, Matt.
Yes, he was a catcher. Good job, Ken.
But the reason I know that is because of the Bell and Sebastian song, Piazza, New York Catcher.
Okay, question 7. Because we feel like it, the U.S. is one of 3 countries who have not adopted the International System of Units, or metric system, as their official system of weights and measures. Name one of the other 2.
Oh, God.
Any thoughts behind this, Joe?
There's one country that nobody's ever heard of in that, and then there's one country that people have heard of, and you're like, yeah, I understand that they would be like...
I've seen this map, because this, like, I don't know if you've seen, like funny map projections, but there's like a world map where it's like countries that use SI units, and there's 3. And
the other 2 are really tiny.
Oh yeah, they're really tiny. Yeah. I feel like one is like Myanmar or something weird. Mm-hmm. Not weird, but something. No, not many people ask trivia questions about.
One of those wacky countries.
No.
Yeah.
No,
everything's backwards.
No, they're not asking about which side of the street you drive on.
Rand McNally.
We're locked. We're locked.
I'm drawing a blank.
Are we just tapping, or just name a country?
We'll say Myanmar.
Myanmar.
I weirdly think it's that.
That's not a bad guess. We're gonna go with Luxembourg. I feel like one of the countries is an African country, but we're going with Luxembourg.
In Europe.
One of the countries is an African country. It is not Luxembourg. It's Liberia, and the other one is Myanmar.
Oh, Jeff. Showing up finally.
I felt like he was maybe right.
I just remember the world map having, like, in Southeast Asia, a country demarcated, and I guessed it was Myanmar. I had won in like 6 shots. So.
Good job.
And we had to scrape to get that 10 points.
Liberia does make sense, though, because it was partially influenced by the U.S. So
correct. Question 8. 3 is the magic number. 1881 was one of 2 years in which the United States had 3 different people serve as president. Name them.
I'm just going to sit here and while they're thinking, in light of Liz's story about what Houston...
1881.
Oh, 81.
There was a talent show in 4th grade. And
just hold on.
I want to dance with somebody. And where do broken hearts go?
Man, Jeff and Ken are really deep thinking this one here.
Well, they actually have things to think about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought my starting of the West Wing was going to help me, but it did not.
Yeah. Yes, that was a fictional account of presidency.
I could talk about Kashmir, the fictional country that we gave a proportional response to.
The first episode of Misinformation is about presidents who died in office. It's a good one to kick you off.
Ooh. See? I haven't gone back in the back catalog. I've been listening to their current ones coming out, but I haven't gone backwards. I should.
So check out this Venn diagram.
Ken actually drew a Venn diagram. It's very impressive.
The answer is one of these 2 Venn diagrams.
It was an election year. Someone went out, someone came in, someone got shot, someone got replaced. Mm-hmm. So it's
pretty much what we had as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go first, or should I?
Doesn't matter to me.
All right. So the order was Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland. And the question is it Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, or Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland? And we're going to go with Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland.
So did we.
The answer is Hayes, Garfield, Arthur.
Sigh.
Hayes finished his term. Garfield was inaugurated and assassinated, and Arthur took over.
I couldn't remember which was which.
I thought Garfield had some major accomplishments before his assassination, which is why I thought maybe his term was a little longer and maybe Arthur's was short.
The other time was in 1841 with Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, and
John Tyler.
Tyler, whose first name I couldn't remember there for a minute. John Tyler, yeah. Okay, number 9, geographically speaking.
That sucks when you know so much about something and you still get it wrong.
Number 9, geographically speaking. By distance, what country is third closest to the United States?
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, we're locked in with Russia.
Yeah, we presume that the distance between the Bering Strait is a little bit less than it is between us and Cuba, so we said Russia.
That is correct. Russia is the answer.
Back on the board.
Woohoo! And wrapping it up with number 10, we swear it's not addictive. While not the first to make heroin, scientists for this international pharmaceutical giant discovered ways to make it, and the company was a leader in the commercialization of the product in the late 1800s. Name the company which owned the trademark on the name heroin until 1919, when they lost some of their trademark rights under the Treaty of Versailles.
It's a deep cut. I didn't even know people lost trademark rights during that treaty.
I just learned that myself.
That's fascinating.
Who's involved in the Treaty of Versailles?
A lot of people.
The big hitters, like top 3.
America.
Us.
Yep. France.
France. UK.
All right. Any UK or France companies that are well known for being pharmaceutical companies?
No, I mean, I can... Oh, you know what? I could think of a German company that we might have tried to screw, like Pfizer.
I was going to say Pfizer. I just didn't know if they've been around that long.
It's a guess. They're a huge pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
And if anybody was going to get boned in a deal for the Treaty of Versailles,
I want to say for the deposition that I was going to put Pfizer down. So if it's correct, I'll feel good about myself today. I don't know. I just watched the deposition episode of West Wing. That's what's in my head. All right, we're in with Pfizer.
Yep, I picked the biggest pharmaceutical company I knew, and it sounded German, so I went with Pfizer.
You guys are on the right track with German, but the answer is Bayer.
Oh, Bayer.
The aspirin people, right?
Indeed.
Yep.
That's what they want you to think.
Again, we know all the details of this question, but cannot get it right.
Now you see them as the aspirin people, but I guess before they were the heroin people.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
try to distance themselves from
They're
that.
both pain relievers.
True.
All right. After that rousing first round, we have a score of 30-20. So some points on the board.
I felt better about that than the scores reflect.
There was a lot of good conversation.
Yeah.
No, there was. Yeah, we knew some stuff, so we can't be mad about that.
I'm same spot, Ken. Same
Okay,
spot.
I'm still dialing in a good level of difficulty. Maybe I overcorrected. We'll see
good.
as we keep
this
going.
is a lot of fun. The questions are good.
You're
We're
always
just not
fun.
getting
Liz, you could talk to us about 18th century woodworking or something. It'd be fine.
Wow,
That sounds
I know
fun.
a lot about that, so I'll take you up on that next time.
Just you got to start with your ads. You need a high quality ads. Okay, that's all you need to know.
I don't know what that means. It sounds very
And
elitist.
frankly, there were 2 or
Me
3
neither.
questions that we were just like a hair away from getting correct. So
Yeah. A lot of right answers were said, but not said.
Exactly.
But not locked in.
Okay, you guys ready for halftime?
Oh yeah.
In light of last game, if you remember, I did the celebrity couples, which Neal got all right and really liked. But since this game is the 180 of that game, I'm bringing out the, as promised, Pulitzer Prize winners.
Oh no.
this is gonna be tough.
So I will list the year and the book, and you will give me the author.
Okay.
That sounds less bad.
Yeah. 1932, The Good Earth. 1937, Gone with the Wind. 1940, The Grapes of Wrath. 1953, The Old Man and the Sea. 1980, The Executioner's Song. 1981, A Confederacy of Dunces. 1982, Rabbit is Rich. And 1991, Rabbit at Rest. It's a single author. 1988, Beloved. 1989, Breathing Lessons. 2001, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. 2007, The Road.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna go struggle with these for a couple minutes, and we'll be right back.
Are there 11, Liz?
There's 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Lucky you guys.
Okay.
Bonus.
All the answers are locked in.
So I will read the title of the book, and you guys give me your answer. Neal pointed out that there are 11, because apparently I can't count to 10, so 55 points up for grabs. The Good Earth in 1932.
So Jeff and I, we kind of were talking about Rudyard Kipling and Upton Sinclair and all these other people that probably aren't matter, but we in the end couldn't figure it out. So the fact that we liked the show The Good Place, and Liz mentioned it last time she was on, we went with Michael Schur, the creator of The Good Place.
It's a good show. We had absolutely nothing, so The Good Earth was probably not written by the Good Wind and Fire. So.
The answer is Pearl S. Buck.
Yeah.
1937, Gone with the Wind.
Yep, knew this one right away. That's Margaret Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't pull that name to mind, so we're just going to say Clark Gable wrote that.
Margaret Mitchell is correct.
Come on, Pony Boy, man, you read that book all the time.
1940, The Grapes of Wrath.
That was John Steinbeck.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, I pulled Steinbeck.
All right.
That is correct, John Steinbeck.
Nice.
Number 4, 1953, The Old Man and the Sea.
The Weaver of Words for the Life of Santiago. That would be Ernest Hemingway.
I don't know what that meant, but yeah, we had Hemingway as well.
Hemingway is correct. Number 5, 1980, The Executioner's Song.
We did not know. Unfortunately, Neal and I haven't heard of this. So we said Monty Python.
Just thinking of a famous executioner. We said the Queen of Hearts.
Ooh.
The answer is Norman Mailer.
Oh, Mailer. I should have known that.
Number 6, 1981, A Confederacy of Dunces.
This is a real guess on this one, but I think we're too early for this author, but we went with David Foster Wallace.
Oh, that's good. I realized we didn't put a joke answer down, so I'm just looking at posters in the room. We're going to say this one is Rebecca De Mornay.
You know what, Ken? That's funny because I often confuse these two people with David Foster Wallace. The answer is John Kennedy Toole.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it wasn't David Foster Wallace, but I
I always have that three-name guy mixed up.
The book was probably too short. David Foster Wallace.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty long. I tried to read it and I didn't get very far.
Even still.
Okay, 1982, Rabbit is Rich, and 1991, Rabbit at Rest.
We were super familiar with these titles. I know I've heard this before in different trivia facets, but we couldn't come up with the name.
So we said Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yeah, I didn't. This is a name that Ken had heard repeatedly, and I had no idea. When I think of Rabbit, I think of B. Rabbit. I think of Marshall Mathers. Said Eminem.
The answer is John Updike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a name I do know.
The Rabbit guy.
Yeah, it really is. If you ever hear those Rabbit is whatever, it's always John Updike. Number 8, Beloved. 1988, Beloved.
I pulled this one from the movie with Oprah and Danny Glover, Toni Morrison.
We went with Maya Angelou.
Toni Morrison is correct. Number 9, 1989, Breathing Lessons.
Yeah, we had no idea on this one. So we answered with CPR, which are the initials for Charles Prince Rogers.
Oh,
I had a very offensive joke for this one and a less offensive joke, and we went with the less offensive joke, which is David Blaine.
He would be good at that.
The answer is Ann Tyler.
Oh, Ann Tyler, yep.
I think there was a movie with James Gardner, maybe a TV movie. Number 10, 2001, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay.
This book was purchased for me, and it's sitting on my bookshelf at home. I never read it, unfortunately, but I think this is Michael Chabon.
2001, thinking Cavaliers, thinking LeBron James.
LeBron or Chabon? Chabon or LeBron?
Chabon is the correct answer.
Oh,
Michael Chabon.
So close.
And the bonus number 11 in 2007, The Road.
Oh, yeah, we went with Cormac McCarthy.
Yep, this was one I knew. It was Cormac McCarthy, and that movie is a real blast if you ever want to watch that. That's a laugh a minute.
Yeah, super uplifting hilarity. That is correct, Cormac McCarthy. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, those were good. Yeah.
I know. Me and Ken, Team Packers, we added 15 points to get to 35. Team Bears added 30 to get to 60.
It's that new exciting Matt Nagy offense.
Scored a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. Ken promised some homecoming stories. Anyone? Bueller?
No.
No homecoming
Let me
stories?
think.
I avoided most school functions. Being a robot, I was not admitted. Problem.
I went to an all-girls school, so homecoming was not really a thing.
Did you have that thing like in some movies where
Don't.
like they have an all-girls school and an all-boys school do like a dance together or no?
Yes, that's what we did.
That's what they did at St. Joe's and IHM. Yeah.
I wasn't sure how that worked.
We had a lot of double dances, like the girls' prom and then the boys' prom. But it was
Okay.
really one thing that we did together.
Probably less drama. Just like, hang out with your friends. Don't worry about, dates.
I loved it. I was
Just hang out with your
big
buds.
fan. Big
No
fan.
I was very worried about dates
No.
for homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming it could be stressful for sure.
Yeah.
I was the prom queen.
I was the prom king.
All right.
So we could be prom king and queen of triviality.
Of embarrassing 12-year-old stories.
I have a prom story if you want, I guess. It's kind of. I didn't realize I was up for prom king, and we were at the dance.
Oh,
and
I hate when that happens.
My girlfriend, because I didn't think I was popular enough. So my girlfriend at the time was at the dance, and they were going to announce prom king, and someone had said something like right before the show. They're like, or not the show, the dance. They're like, oh, you might be up for prom king. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So they were going to announce it, and I went into the bathroom on purpose because I didn't want to have to hear in case I won or in case I didn't win. And I was in the bathroom, and then I didn't hear anything. I'm like, oh, good. It's not going to be embarrassing. And then my girlfriend at the time kicked in the door in her dress, and like held her dress, like pulled it up and kicked it like a Western. And she was like, get out there. You just won prom king, and I'm not going to be embarrassed if you're not out there. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So I went outside, and I danced with the prom queen, who I hadn't really met before.
It was Carrie?
Yeah, it was Carrie. We didn't know each other. And then the end of the story is the little Neal facet here. The end of the story is my friends that were with me at the dance didn't talk to me for 2 weeks because I won prom king, because for some reason it was my fault. And then after that, I looked in the yearbook of my senior year, really excited, like, oh, I'm going to have a picture of me and the prom queen. It's the back of my head. So
It's your best side.
Well, as far as my history of homecoming and prom goes, it's more just disappointment. There's no real peaks and valleys, just one long valley.
All right.
So I guess I don't have any good homecoming tales other than asking girls and then rejecting me.
Wonderful.
Well, my first homecoming, we went to Weber Grill, and they wanted to order the full chicken entree, and it was a full mini chicken. And my date was so worried about spending too much money and wasting that I had to eat the entire chicken, or she. So
That's very Midwest.
I ate the whole
these
chicken.
things happen to you, Neal?
It's very Midwest.
Yeah.
So, yep, I ate the whole chicken.
Ken, is your prom history more or less depressing than the road?
About on the same level.
Okay, you guys ready for round two?
We are ready. We are ready for round two.
Yeah, I would say
with
so.
our shopping cart.
Okay, round two, question one. Nature is cool. In September 2017, rangers from the Hirola Conservation Program in Kenya posted a video of 2 giraffes that skyrocketed in popularity as viewers were amazed by the unique animals. It's thought the animals have a genetic condition called leucism, which causes what distinct characteristic? Leucism is Leucism.
That's probably too easy for that.
That they do have that.
I know they do. I just didn't know if that was interesting enough to be on Twitter.
I would think so, but I would think it's the opposite.
Oh.
Abnormalities.
I know. Well, all I could think of is that wasn't there that pregnant giraffe, and they put her on video for like a year straight or whatever it was. That's the only giraffe I could think of.
So LEU, leukocyte or something, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They mean white?
Yeah, it does.
So maybe giraffes are known to have a black tongue. Maybe it had white tongue.
That was what I was thinking based on my limited knowledge of Latin.
Little wordplay.
Yeah, it could be.
Or are they white themselves?
They could be albinos. Giraffes. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if they wouldn't just be called albinos.
Albino giraffe was going to be at Ride Fest this weekend.
I thought...
which Neal and I won tickets for, by the way, the other night.
Albinism had a different scientific name.
But I'm just thinking of that prefix or whatever you want to call it, LEU. So I don't know, white tongue, white albino.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I think the obvious thing would be like, if you're thinking about giraffes classically, short necks or short legs would be funny. But
that would be funny.
I don't know if that'd be kind of mean in the wild. They tend to eat from the tops of trees, but we'll say white tongue.
White tongue, okay.
All right, and we said Regular necks.
Oh my gosh, this episode is painful. The answer is white skin.
Yeah.
It's actually it's not albinoism because they have pigment in their eyes and their tongue. Right. But albinoism they would not, but they just skin.
That's okay. That was the distinction.
What's the name of the Toys R Us giraffe?
Jeffrey.
Oh, who's out of business?
So sad.
Updating his LinkedIn.
Yeah,
his name is Jeffrey Giraffe.
That is not true. And also, you're gonna have to redact my middle name again. This is the worst.
Go ahead, Liz.
Question number 2, family tree. The inventor of Lincoln Logs was born in 1892 in Oak Park, Illinois, and is the second oldest son of what American architect?
You good?
Yeah. Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yep, Frank Lloyd Wright is what we had, which is the only architect I know.
Frank Lloyd Wright is correct.
You don't appreciate Frank Gehry, I Am Pei?
Not influenced at all by the Bauhaus? Anyone in that
I don't know their
school?
work.
Okay.
Art Vandelay.
Ted Mosby.
Question 3.
I know a lot of fictional architects.
Question 3 in classic rock. Eric Clapton has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times, once as a solo artist, and once each as a member of what 2 bands?
You good, Neil?
I'm good on one of them.
He was in that band. I just can't remember if he was inducted with that band or not.
It would stand to reason if he was doing it solo. We already got the other band. Then if he was in another band, it would have to be that one, I would think.
We can just lock in then.
Okay, we're in.
Okay, so Cream, right?
Yep. Rises to the top.
Rise to the top.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say White Room, but okay.
Yeah, no. Cream. I forget the name. It's like I think it's like a 3-word name, but I can't think of it.
Jefferson Starship or
who then became Starship.
Something like that.
That's right.
That song is the worst.
That's not them.
Yeah.
I really like that song.
Oh, really? I don't like
Clapton.
it. But to be fair, I love like Jefferson Airplane, and then some of the stuff from Jefferson Starship so much that by the time I get to the end, I'm just like, nah, it's all right.
That's a good song.
Let's go with the first thing that you wrote.
Yeah, it's probably wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong.
We're going to go with
wrong.
Cream and Wings.
Okay, Paul McCartney.
Yeah, Band on the Run. So we said Cream. Clapton famously had 2 Layla songs, one he did solo and one he did with Derek and the Dominoes. So we said Cream and Derek and the Dominoes.
Oh, yeah. Derek and the Dominoes.
I thought Derek and the Dominoes might be an answer, but the answer is Cream and the Yardbirds.
Oh, the Yardbirds.
That is a super group.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page was in the Yardbirds, right?
Who's Derek?
Is this some guy? It's Derek.
I don't know. Derek just wants to be left alone. Why do you got to be on him?
Jeter.
Wasn't Jimmy Page in the Yardbirds? I'm trying to remember. Someone else famous was.
Yeah, Liz, do you know?
I'm Googling it. I don't know. Yeah, Jimmy Page. You're right. And Jeff Beck.
Yep.
And some other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have never gotten
Those
to
two
it,
are pretty
but
famous on their own.
I had an idea what it was, but I would have never gotten the name.
I forgot about he was in the Yardbirds.
You guys ready for question 4?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Okay, question 4 is in science, ? In the 16th century, 3 practices were encompassed by the term occult sciences. One of these was called natural magic. Name one of the other 2.
That's one you like?
Yeah.
Remember, they thought if you had spirits in you, they'd... Are you locked in?
Yeah, we're locked in.
They'd beat the tar out of you?
Or they'd lobotomize you, which is what I think Neil's alluding to.
Well, it was the thing I asked a question about. It's like a French name, and it was, they would like basically lobotomy or like hammer your head to get the voices out or whatever.
Well, yeah, you had to drill holes in the head so that the spirit could escape.
It's not decoupage, but it sounds like that.
It is definitely not that. What about...
I wrote the question, and I cannot remember.
So when I think of here's my problem. My gut says alchemy. But I don't know if that would be considered occult magic, or occult studies. I feel like that was pretty mainstream.
Is that like the mixture of potions?
No, that's where you're like trying to turn substances into
chemistry.
other substances.
Oh. No. What's the name of the guy from Romeo and Juliet who screwed them over?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Drugs.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
By the way, when you guys were gone, I was telling Liz that I had a dream last night that we were recording the podcast, and I did the whole podcast in a Sean Connery voice, and I kept going, "That's fantastic." Weird dream.
Well, I might have to try that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll lock in with alchemy.
Yeah, I originally wrote down astrology because I was thinking that seemed pretty out there at the time, I would imagine. But then Ken wrote down alchemy, and that sounded good to me, so we locked in with alchemy.
The correct answers are alchemy and astrology.
Hey.
Look at you.
Coming back.
I got
Well, astronomy was
I think
pretty...
it's trepanning.
Trepanation?
Trepanation.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was thinking astrology is an interesting one because astronomy was very prevalent in the church. Like star positions mattered a lot, so you knew which god was where, so you could worship them accordingly, at least for the Greeks. But yeah, astrology is interesting.
You know, I once heard that myriad is a Greek word for 10,000.
I believe that is correct.
I came up with this question because I have a note in my phone with says trivia, and there was just a note in it that says, look up occult for questions. I don't know why or when I wrote that note or what I was thinking about.
My trivia note is just full of nonsense. I don't know what any of it means.
Yeah,
I did write Paul Coffey at some point, so there will be a question about him.
Just to confirm, according to Wikipedia, Neal, myriad is technically the number 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, okay.
Okay, question 5. Who done it? Every good nerd knows who shot Mr. Burns. What is that character's name traditionally a nickname for?
Okay, so they're locked in.
I got the gist of
so
it.
what's the name? Who shot him?
Maggie shot him.
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yeah.
Oh, so what's the full name of Maggie then?
Generally speaking, it's an abbreviation, I believe, for Margaret.
That would make sense. Okay. We're locked with Margaret.
Yeah, there's an episode where a lady is naming all of Homer's kids, and he says Bart, Lisa, and Margaret. He's like, who? Like you got the wrong kid, lady. So yeah, Margaret.
That is correct, Margaret.
Nice question.
Question 6. A mosquito, a libido. Nirvana immortalized the deodorant brand Teen Spirit, which was manufactured along with Speed Stick by what company, which had its own iconic simple 2-word slogan accompanied by a 3-note jingle in the 1980s?
We're locked in.
Can you think of a jingle? I'm thinking of by Menon.
I was also thinking of by Menon.
Is Menon?
I was thinking the classic tritone NBC.
Is Menon? Did they make?
They might have.
I don't.
It could be by Menon.
By Menon.
That's a classic. Very classic.
Costanza. All right, yeah, we're gonna go with Menon.
By Menon, yeah.
I just wrote down right guard right away because it sounded right, and that's what we locked in with.
I'm so happy that Neal sang that song. That's what I was hoping for. The answer is Menon.
Oh man, I'm excited. Liz told me to be excited a long time ago, and I am.
You finally got there.
Like 8 months ago.
Liz was the turning point. Not only gave us the Oakland Five, but put a little spring in our step.
Okay, number 7. 1.21 gigawatts. How many gigabytes are in 1 terabyte? Or is it gigabytes? I'm not sure. You have to ask Doc Brown.
21 gigawatts. Yeah, just to make sure I have that right. But yeah, I believe so.
That's right?
Well, I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I'm wearing a Back to the Future shirt right now. I don't know if you can see it, Liz, but it says,
oh, nice.
It says out of time.
It says take me back to 1985. Although I wouldn't be born at that point.
Are you guys locked in? Yeah, because I have a terabyte external hard drive, and it says I have like 999 something free gigabytes on free space or whatever. So I'm pretty sure it's 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll lock in with 1,000.
We also said 1,000.
1,000 is correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see it as 1,024. I was talking to Omar last night, and he told me a lot of things I didn't understand about how it used to be, but now it can be 1,000, something about computers. Anyway, sometimes you'll see 1,000, 1,024. Number 8. Stop looking at me, swan. What is a baby swan called?
I think we're in.
The shampoo cleans the hair, and the conditioner makes
it silky and smooth.
God, I made Colleen watch that the other day. She had never seen it. And she's like, "Why did you watch this as a child?"
It's
so good.
Really
though.
good when you're 12.
Do you agree with me?
I have no idea, but I'm gonna say that is correct.
Okay.
A baby swan.
If it's right, I'll take my shirt off.
I hope it's wrong.
Yeah. Mr. Soderbergh, let me take my shirt off.
Do you know what a baby swan is called?
Oh no. So isn't a baby goose is not a gosling, right?
A Ryan Gosling.
A male goose is a gosling.
Okay.
Or maybe a male swan.
Yeah.
Only if he doesn't talk that much and just nods.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say a baby swan is called
Is this one of the many pups?
a swoon.
No. You want to lock in with swoon?
Yeah, let's go with swoon.
We're locked in.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
I think it is Gosling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You answer with Gosling?
Yep.
The answer is Cygnet.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Cygnet.
I have heard of that.
For the record, I thought that said Gosina, so Whatever.
I'm a fan of John Cena. I would tell him to, go Cena.
Yeah.
Question 9, another president question.
Good.
What former president died suddenly in 1919 of a suspected pulmonary embolism while sleeping at his home in Oyster Bay, New York, at age 61?
A pulmonary embolism, is that what you said?
Is that also known as a blood clot?
Yes.
Brownie points again.
Neil's all about them brownie points.
I think I'm going to start doing that now as a gimmick. Every episode will be a different accent, and I'll say committed the entire time.
No.
I'll commit to it.
New York.
I was. You weren't here, Matt, but I was accidentally going into Boston every time we said I'm going to walk in. I don't know why. It's on accident.
Yeah.
With one additional Cleveland added in between.
Yeah.
You have 2 Clevelands?
So
today is just...
You guys are locked?
No.
Okay.
Today is just a myriad of Venn diagrams.
I think this guy.
Would you say you have a plethora of Venn diagrams?
He was older.
Because he was the youngest president, I believe, until JFK.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say about this.
42, 43?
Everything you said before Teddy Roosevelt, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
We'll go Teddy Roosevelt.
We also went with Theodore Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Roosevelt is correct.
Oh,
all right.
Good, because I didn't want another light of my life going out today.
This round, much better for us.
Jeff, you were right. He was the youngest president still to ever take office, but not
correct.
the youngest elected.
To be elected, that's fair. Yeah.
Number 10, sports nicknames.
All right.
The 1927 New York Yankees batting order, including Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, was known by what nickname?
Locked in.
I believe so.
Okay, that's fine. Murderer's Row.
Oh, yeah. We locked in with Murderer's Row.
That is correct. Murderer's Row.
To be fair, we were not able to make up very much ground.
We were not, no.
We got 70 that round.
We actually lost ground. All right, so after round 2, we were able to add 60 points, bringing Team Packers up to 95. Neal and Ken actually adding 70, getting up to 130, so they'll have a little bit of a lead going into the final.
So, a big thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. If you'd like to join them, you can do so at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. It looks like we will be doing a season 2 of Bloodsport. Is that correct, Neal?
Yeah, I think the response has been really great to Bloodsport. So we really appreciate all of that, all the hard work that went into it. And we are currently, as they say in the business, in development, but it has been greenlit. So we're working on season 2 of Bloodsport. So there will be a Google form that I'm sure some of you have seen, just with some suggestions and what you did, what you liked, what you didn't like. Help us out in season 2. But we're excited, and we will give you details about that coming up soon. Make sure to join over on our Facebook group, The Crop, because we do post a lot of news and exciting things going on over there if you're not a Patreon supporter. So that's facebook.com/group/The Crop.
Neal, we've had a lot of great support in the last couple months. Do you want to tell us who joined our ranks on Patreon since July?
Certainly. So we're starting with Kendall Whitehead, Bryden Coverdale, Stacy McPeak, Billy Hoffman, Addie Lewis, Paul McLaughlin, Eric Malden, Oliver Banta, Mike Cameron, Dennis Patek, Adam Simeon, Sarah Reed, Jessica Haith, David Gilbert, Denise Myers, Andrew Thomas, Christopher Haith, William Travis, Keith Mosier, Penny Burge, Al Burns, Summer Johnson, and Kiana Cutney. And sorry if we mispronounce anyone's name, but thank you to everyone for supporting the show.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. And like Neal said, season 2 is in development. The one thing that we do know, though, is we're going to be pulling our names for those slots again from only our patrons. They are the reason that show exists, and most of this show exists. And we just want to highlight and thank those people. So if you'd like to potentially be in the running for that, just sign up.
Even $1 a day.
Even $1, not $1 a day. I can't.
Or sorry,
I couldn't in good conscience ask for that much money. But as little as $1 a month, then you could potentially be in the running for
$1
a spot
day
on
will
that show.
feed 4 podcasters.
I will remember you. Yes, $1 a month, even just a little as $1 a month, we'll put your name in the running, and we can't wait to see what happens with season 2.
On that note, let's go to the final round.
What do you got for us, Liz?
Final round. Your categories are Yum, Ramona the Pest, Actors and Their Roles, Genesis Doesn't, and Originally Known As.
Why do you always put this on me?
Because you're the money man. You're the number man.
I'm the money man, but none of these are money-specific questions.
You're responsible.
I am responsible.
Okay. You want to bet?
That's not a hard sell.
We are locked in.
Wagers are locked in.
Okay. Question 1 in the category Yum. Not including rice and nori, the seaweed wrapper, what 3 ingredients make up a California roll?
If is in a California roll, I'm in trouble.
Depends on where it's from.
Question 2 in Ramona the Pest. In the series of books written by Beverly Cleary, what is the name of Ramona Quimby's sister? Question 3, actors and their roles. Who voiced Hector in Disney Pixar's Coco? Question 4, Genesis doesn't. What gaming and construction platform was released for Nintendo Switch in April of 2018? The platform is made up of kits that include cardboard cutouts that allow users to build functional gameplay pieces, such as a fishing pole and reel and a piano. And question 5, originally known as, what game invented in 1933 was originally called Lexico?
Can you spell that?
Lexico.
1933.
Correct.
Okay, let's break and talk about this.
Yeah, so we're going to jump back in. Our answers are locked in. We'll have Liz say the question again, and we'll tell the wagers. I just realized I never finished the Neal story from the beginning of the episode, which quickly was talent show, 4th grade. I really wanted to sing One Sweet Day with a couple of classmates, Boys to Men, Mariah Carey. I was going to have to do all the Boys to Men because I was the only guy, and then 3 girls were going to sing Mariah Carey's part. Rehearsed, day of the talent show comes up. Nah, we don't want to do it. So then I didn't do it, and I was very disappointed.
Do you want to do it now?
You want to do it now? Yeah, can we hear
No,
it?
I'll do it maybe as a...
We have a 4-part harmony right now.
I don't know the song, though.
Yeah, I sing it in the car all the time, and I do Mariah's part as well.
I could do Motown Philly, but I can't do that song.
Yeah, well, that's for another time. That'll be for when Liz comes and gets drinks with us at some point.
Okay, question 1 in the category of Yum. Not including rice and nori, the seaweed wrapper, what 3 ingredients make up a California roll?
All right. Well, you got your cucumber, you got your avocado, and usually it's imitation crab. I think I've only had real crab in a California roll one time, but the last one is crab. And we wagered what, Matt?
5.
Oakland Five.
Oakland Five.
Oakland Five.
We were close, I think. We wagered 10. I said I only eat vegetarian sushi, and Colleen orders the California roll sometimes. And we took a guess. We said crab. We said avocado, and then we thought maybe there's some sort of sauce in there, so we put eel sauce.
Packers are correct. Crab, cucumber, avocado.
It's pretty funny that we knew 2 for sure because I won't eat them because they have avocado, and Neal won't eat them because they have crab, and we didn't know the other ingredient.
To be fair, mostly it's fake.
It's
crab.
fake crab usually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had it with real crab once, and it was great, except there was like little bits of shell in it, and I kept cracking them on my teeth.
That just makes me so uncomfortable. That's why I don't eat it.
But it was worth it. It was worth it for the real crab.
Question 2 in the category Ramona the Pest. In the series of books written by Beverly Cleary, what is the name of Ramona Quimby's sister?
I like our answer on this.
Yeah, Jeff, you can go ahead.
We wagered nothing, but nothing gained, nothing ventured, and we said her first name was Mayor.
Oh.
Mayor Quimby, nice.
That's funny. We wagered 10.
Yeah, before this question was read, I said to Matt, well, I know the author of this book series, and I know nothing else about it, so let's wager 10 based on the fact that maybe it's the author.
Yeah.
But we stuck with that thinking, and we went with Beverly.
Beverly is close. Her name is Beatrice, also known as Beezus. There is a book called Ramona and Beezus.
Is that her rap name?
Yeah.
It's my favorite Kanye album.
Beezizzy is what she goes by, I think. Ramona was my favorite book when I was a kid. Soft spot for her. And Beverly Cleary went to Cal. So.
Oh,
yay.
nice.
Question in category 3, actors and their roles. Who voiced Hector in Disney Pixar's Coco?
Well, for the life of me, I could not remember the first name of this actor, but I did remember his last name was Garcia Bernal.
And we wagered 20.
Thanks.
Yeah, we wagered 30. Yeah, it's the star of Motorcycle Diaries, Y Tu Mama Tambien, and Mozart, Gael Garcia Bernal.
That is correct, Gael Garcia Bernal.
Mozart in the Jungle, sorry. Yeah.
Question 4, Genesis doesn't. I heard Matt over there singing the song almost that he, from when I was a kid. Genesis does. You can't do this on Nintendo. Yeah. Anyway, what gaming and construction platform was released for Nintendo Switch in April of 2018? It's made up of kits that include cardboard cutouts that allow users to build functional gameplay pieces, such as a fishing pole and reel and a piano.
Yeah, we wagered 20 on this, and I had a hard time remembering, but there was a lot of memes about it because it's basically $70 for a piece of cardboard, and I believe it's Nintendo Labo.
Nice. Yeah, we wagered 5. I told Jeff the only experience I had with this add-on was Ariana Grande sang No Tears Left to Cry with Jimmy Fallon, and they used toy instruments with Nintendo Switch, and so I just put the Ariana Grande DLC.
The correct answer is Nintendo Labo. It's really actually pretty cool. My kids have it. The piano is pretty awesome. Category 5, originally known as, what game invented in 1933 was originally called Lexico?
So we wagered 5 on this one. We thought maybe that was Scrabble.
Yeah, lexicon usually means, vocabulary, and we wagered 10 on this one, went with Scrabble.
Scrabble is correct.
All right, the scores have been added up, and coming in just short today is Team Packers, me and Ken, with 140, and Jeff and Neal and the Bears are today's cream of the crop.
I am the cream, the cream of the crop.
Yeah, let's hope that translates tonight.
Just thinking the same thing.
Well, Liz, thank you so much for writing these questions. It was an awesome game. No, it didn't teeter to one side or the other. They were equally hard, equally easy, and great mix.
There was no Rogers to Rogers after time nonsense to cost us the game in the end. So
right.
Very deep cut for anyone who's not a big fan of this.
I wanted to ask you something. I think we might have talked about her before, but your niece is a professional soccer player now, right?
She's trying. She got a contract for like 3 days when the national team girls had to go up to play for the national team. So she went and was on the team and on the sideline for about 3 days, but she hasn't been in a game yet. But she is on the team for the North Carolina Courage, cool. trying to become an actual member of the roster. It's pretty amazing though.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. Best of luck to her with that. Any shout outs you'd like to give to your kids, to anyone else? Yeah,
I say hello to Beckett and Robert as usual. I think I've taken up enough time with my Whitney Houston story today, so I will move on.
All right, well, thanks for joining us once again. Anybody else with a homecoming story real quick before we finish off?
No.
All I know is I asked the same girl freshman and sophomore year. She said no, but she saved me a dance, so that was nice.
That was nice. She saved the last dance, or?
Not the last dance. It was like a middle dance.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I do have a story. Freshman year, I was dating this girl, and I didn't know what I was doing, and she said, "Hey, even if we're not dating, senior year would be great. Do you think we can just go to prom together?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I completely forgot about it. 3 weeks before prom, my senior year, she's like, "Hey, did you get our tickets?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And
that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we did not go to prom together.
Oh man. All you kids out there, stay awkward, You get through high school. These are fun experiences. Keep studying. And for my co-hosts, Matt, Jeff, Neal, and our special host, Liz, my name is Ken. That was Triviality.
What's that?
A prom dress.
I seem to be hearing that word a lot lately.
Hi.
Wow. I am... Wow.
Bye, Daddy.
Stop. Turn. Explain.
Okay. Remember how you said I could date if Kat dated? Well, she found this guy who's actually kind of perfect for her, which is actually kind of perfect for me because Cameron asked me to go to the prom, and I really, really, really want to go. And since Kat won, I guess I'm allowed to, based on the aforementioned rule and its previous stipulations, of course.
Nice to meet you.
Let's go.
I know every cop in town, bucko. This is not good.